Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ask ServiceMonster show, where you've got questions about your service business and we've got your answers. Today's question comes from Nick. He's a 16-year-old kid doing lawn care and wants to know where he can find out more about business. So he's asking about gurus and coaches and mentors. Oh my. Okay, before I get started, I just want to say Halloween outfit. Thank you so much to Broadly, one of our newer marketplace vendors, giving us a little swag. I'll throw this up here, but I thought every tech CEO needs a hoodie. It was the inspiration for my Halloween costume at the Halloween party in ServiceMonster. So I'm bringing it here today because I want to talk about gurus, coaches, mentors, and geeks. All right, let's do some basic definitions first, right? Because as I move forward, I want to make sure we're all thinking the same thing. Now, whether you agree with these general definitions or not is irrelevant. This is just for this particular conversation. Mentors. I typically think of them as father figures. You don't pay them. Either they're already part of your work environment, meaning that someone you're working with is a mentor to you, or they're a mentor in your life, and you don't give these guys cash. Coaches and consultants. These guys are typically just trying to earn a living, sharing their expertise for a number of hours served. I was a consultant at one point where I would punch in code and get paid, or sit in a room and talk about what other people need to do and get paid. Either way, it's pretty honorable living, and you're just sharing your expertise. Coaches are normally focused on small businesses, and they're helping you stay accountable and implement systems. Teachers. So not necessarily a consultant or guru or a coach. They have a body of knowledge that they can present. And like the old saying goes, if you can't do, teach. A lot of teachers don't necessarily have core expertise in what they're teaching. What they're teaching is a vetted body of knowledge created by some other person and then delivered in either a classroom or web environment. Sometimes they have expertise in the areas too, and that will certainly make them an exceptional teacher, but it's not a requirement to teach somebody a body of knowledge. Profiteers. These guys poison everything. They're the ones who are trying to game the system in order to create a passive income generation based off something they can throw online and bring people to. And then you can give them rapid amounts of money while they sit on the beach and sip margaritas. They're typically selling a similar program, something that's way too good to be true, that's super dead dumb simple, maybe LMM based, but it's this idea that you can create this passive body of content and knowledge, and then people will pay on a regular basis for access to it while you do nothing else. I'm not a fan. Geeks and nerds. So these guys are a little different in that they'll do it whether they get paid or not. They have a passion about a particular topic or thing, whether it's business or marketing or actual tactile textual cleaning. It's amazing. And you can be a nerd about anything. You can be a nerd about homesteading or spelling. You can be a nerd about yarn or pigs. It really doesn't matter. Whatever it is, basically, the idea is you're going to pull in as much knowledge as you can and then start to go through those experiences, whether or not you're paid. Gurus. So obviously, there's been some tarnish on this word, and the profiteers aren't helping things at all. But just for this case, let's define it like this. Gurus are nerds and geeks who have graduated into consulting and coaches to share their geekdom with other people. And an interesting thing happens. Not after 5 or 10, but after hundreds and hundreds of these conversations, they realize that they're seeing the world through other people's eyes. Like, you can be a nerd and a geek, even a consultant, and until you've amassed a large body of work, your perspective is fairly limited. Even if you have empathy, you're not able to utilize it in any meaningful way. But as you then deploy empathy with each person that you talk to and can see the problem or the yarn or the homestead from their point of view, it's not until then you start to realize, man, you really don't know all that much, but you're still a geek. And so you push on, and then you do 10 and 50 and 500 and then 1500. And soon you really are a guru in that you have amassed not only your own knowledge, but the knowledge of many, many, many other people. And you have a lot to share with those people in order to kind of help them on their journey. Guru hunters. I'm a fan. I like guru hunters, although they do some splash damage that I'm not loving. But will kind of sort out the profiteers from the people who are actually there to help. And they'll do some background checking, and then they'll out them, and it's all a good time and everybody laughs. And usually the Guru cries and then they go away. Just be aware though that these guys kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just because you're paying somebody to give you a body of knowledge doesn't make that body of knowledge useless. On the same front, just because people are providing knowledge for free with the intent of drawing attention to then hopefully catch them on the back end of the sale at top of funnel doesn't make the information that we're providing any less valuable. We do this here. Right? ServiceMonster has 15-year history dealing with thousands of cleaners and service businesses. And that's why we have the knowledge, the body of knowledge to be able to generate this content. And we don't sell it because we're not interested in selling educational services. We're interested in you guys looking at our CRM. If it's a good fit, awesome. But for us, generating this content, we have this knowledge and I'm a geek. So we share it, whether it's blog posts or these videos that we do. All right, so before you kind of figure out what you need to get out of them, you should identify what it is they want. Gurus and mentors typically are just looking to spread knowledge just as far and wide as they possibly can. They know the feedback loop is where the real data comes from. Coaches and consultants, typically geeks, although they don't have to be. They could just be bored out of their minds with their jobs. But typically they're nerds or geeks who just are making a living doing what they love doing. And of course, profiteers are looking to create a system that they can passively generate income on the heels of people who don't know anything. Okay, so what part do you play in all of this and how can you leverage this to get your business to grow? Why would you pay for a coach or consultant? I wouldn't suggest signing up for these video courses, right? Especially if they're any real money. $100 here, $100 there. You can kind of see if they're worth your value. Sometimes that value is just your skin in the game, right? If you put $100 down, you're going to watch all 7 or 8 of those videos. We have videos that will rival anything you can buy for $100, I guarantee you. But just because you pay for them puts you on the hook to actually watch them. If you're talking about thousands, or if this is a top of funnel exercise where if you're willing to pay 100, maybe you're willing to pay 7,000 for the real good stuff, run. Like just run. It's not good. But what you can learn is pretty amazing. Coaches and consultants can come in and clear your fog of war. Business is hard, and it's not easy to know which direction to go, left or right. Sometimes a coach will be able to use their experience, bring that to bear to tell you which way to go, or at least give you enough guidance and advice so you can make the decision on your own. Plus, they're experts in their field, or they should be, so they should be able to increase execution speed, help you implement process and procedure, and hold you accountable, which is really important for you guys that don't necessarily love every aspect of your business. Like if you like pushing the wand, but you hate the numbers, but you really need to settle your numbers if you want to grow, then you know what? Then you need to have somebody there to crack the whip once in a while. Now, don't get fooled. How do you not get fooled by these guys? Because the passionate ones, the geeks and the nerds, they'll come in and they love what they're talking about, and so you'll be sold. But the profiteers, they're going to be amazing salespeople. The successful ones are just going to know how to sell. That's just all there is to it. So how do you not get fooled? Look for their agenda. What are they really trying to accomplish? And look for what they're selling you. If they're selling you an easy button, you start to question it. Like, you're going to flip your business and double it, and you don't have to do anything but pay us on a regular basis. No. Just know there is no silver bullet, okay? Now, if you guys are cool with where you're at, you're happy with your business, you're typically not buying coaching and business services anyway. So this message isn't for you. But for those of you who are willing to write a check for an easy button, there's no such thing. Business is hard. You're going to have to bust ass if you want to grow. If you're happy with where you're at, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're not, something real has to change. And it's not going to happen overnight. You hear me talk about it all the time. It's a long game. Stop focusing on the profitable passive income. I know a lot of you guys are looking at side hustles like Zeal or MLM or whatever. Like, I'm not going to tell you not to go do those things, but if I was your coach, I would say, don't do those things. Focus on the things that are going to make you money. And if you love your side hustle, like if that's where your passion is, make that your primary source of business. It doesn't have to happen overnight. You just got to, switch things around, plot a course, and then take action. But business isn't easy. And so just get that in your head. You're not going to pay some dude to make shit easy so that you can double your business and then go sit on the couch. That's just not the way things work. So if you're getting sold on that stuff, you're part of the problem, because these profiteers and charlatans wouldn't show up if they weren't collecting cash. You can also go to your peers for a lot of information. This stuff can be free from vendors who want to put good information out there. It's not the same as someone who can help you clear your fog of war. You've kind of got to stumble around and find the right bits of information, but it's all out there. And you can get some help even, or get a true mentor from Facebook groups, let's say, or your local associations or business networking groups. Okay, guys, just wrapping up. Most consultants and coaches just want to build a nice, reasonable, credible business. They're not looking to screw you out of anything. But do some vetting. Make sure their knowledge and expertise matches what you want to do. Like anything, you get out what you put into it. If you're looking to just sit in a classroom and then have things magically change, you're going to have a rude awakening. You've got to take that knowledge and then implement it. Make it work for you. Make those changes. Build those systems. Otherwise, nothing will change. And stop looking for the easy way out. There's no such thing. It's hard. You're in business now. You're just going to have to suck it up. Till next time, guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go check out the demo. Give us a call.